People didn't just come here to stay, some came here to disappear. It stands on the edge of a cliff, overlooking mist, forest, and falling water, near Tequendama Falls. The building, Hotel del Salto, a grand structure, French-style architecture, balconies facing open air, windows staring directly into the void. It wasn't always abandoned. It opened in the early 20th century, originally built in the 1920s as a luxurious mansion, later converted into a hotel. At its peak, it welcomed Colombia's elite, politicians, wealthy families, travellers drawn by the dramatic view of the waterfall below. Guests would stand on the balconies, watching water plunge into the canyon, mist rising, wind carrying the sound upward. It was a place of beauty, prestige, escape. But over time, something changed. The river below, the Bogotá River, became heavily polluted. The earth thickened. The smell grew stronger. Tourism declined. Fewer visitors. Fewer reasons to stay. Eventually, the hotel closed. And that's when the story began to shift. Because after it was abandoned, the location became associated with something else. According to local accounts, journalistic mentions, and repeated historical summaries, people began coming to the site for a different reason. Not to stay, but to jump. Reports describe individuals travelling specifically to the cliff edge, standing where the balconies overlook the drop, before falling into the canyon below. Some accounts suggest emergency services were called on multiple occasions over the years, though no single official record defines the total number. The pattern, however, was repeated often enough to shape how the place was spoken about. Locals began to associate the building with tragedy, not as a hotel, but as a place people came to end their lives. And over time, stories began to attach themselves to the building itself. Visitors reported hearing footsteps inside, despite no one being there. Doors moving, echoes in empty rooms, shadows where nothing should cast them. Some described a feeling, not just of emptiness, but of presence. Others spoke of sudden cold, or the sense of being watched while standing near the edge. And then, there are the older stories. Long before the hotel was built, the area was known to the indigenous Musica people. According to regional legend, the falls held spiritual significance. One account suggests that during the Spanish conquest, members of the Musica people leapt from the falls rather than be captured. Details vary depending on the source, but the story remains tied to the place, layered, past and present, the land, the building, the events associated with both. In later years, the structure itself was restored, reopened, not as a hotel, but as a museum, a place preserving environmental and historical context of the region. Visitors can walk through it again, stand on the same balconies, look out over the same drop, but the reputation never fully left, because even with restoration, the story stays attached. Not just the building, but the place, the edge, the drop, the silence between the wind and the water below. Because the question isn't just why the hotel closed, or even what happened there afterward. It's why certain places begin to carry something with them, a meaning, a pattern, a pull, and why some people are drawn to the edge, even when they know exactly what's waiting below.